You gotta do what you gotta do to heal from screen and mold brain. I'm Dr. Trish Leigh. Welcome back to our New Year, New Brain Challenge. Okay, so we're here talking about how we can heal our brains from too much screen and too much mold, because that's my new journey. And clearly, mold is toxic for your brain and your body. It is a physical toxin that's in your physical environment. Now, you may not know this, but there's many different kinds of molds, and they exist on a continuum of molds that exist in nature that are no big deal, and they're not good for you, but they're not going to kill you. They're not toxic. Then the continuum goes all the way down to toxic mold that literally will make you sick and has killed people. One of my clients sent me an article recently about a 2-year-old who died from toxic mold exposure in his apartment. And, I can feel that. That hits me hard because right now I'm still working on getting my beautiful children to a safe environment. So, mold is a physical toxin. Now, the screen, whether you know it or not, it is a mental toxin, and it too exists on a continuum. So you have to check your emails in moderation. That's good for society. We check our emails. It made snail mail more efficient. If you're constantly checking your emails, that's not good. At the same time, the screen exists on a continuum from types of screen that are good for you in moderation to types that are never good for you, like explicit screen content. And especially if you're going back for explicit screen with intensity, it is damaging your brain and impacting your body, just like toxic mold. So in these videos, I'm talking about healing yourself from 2 toxins, physical and mental. And this is the healing journey. So this is what I want you to know. Those things exist on continuums, and they are definitely impacting everybody, including you. I've talked to so many people that are like, I heard your mold thing, and I definitely have mold in my house. Test for it. I know you don't want to know, but you have to know to be able to solve the problem. And I'm going to make a video next about that. Test, find out. In the link below is a link for immunolytics. What I encourage you to do in this video is buy 2 of those trays. Put 1 next to your bed and put 1 in your office. Follow the directions. You only have to do it for an hour, and then you ship it in to be analyzed. If you have children, put 1 in your children's rooms. Now, this was the first thing I did when I found out about mold, and blew my mind because every room in my house came back super funky, which led me to do the next step. So this way, just look at it. You have to be able to peek under the cover and look at it for what it is. I know you don't want to, but that is the way that you grow and you transform. Now, the same thing goes for the screen. Look at your screen time on your phone. Look at your kids' screen time on your phone. I heard on XM radio yesterday when I was cruising, the DJ, I don't know, is that what we call him anymore? The DJ was making a comment about how much time he spends on TikTok. And he said he spends 3 hours a day. And then he was saying that he looked it up, and that in the amount of time at 3 hours a day for a year, he could have learned 2 languages fluently. And he's like, maybe I should reconsider my time. Definitely. If you're spending 3 hours on TikTok a day, and that might be low for some people, if you're spending 3 hours consuming passively, just taking in what other people serve you, which is mostly ridiculous, except for my TikTok feed, check it out. I'm only kidding. I joined TikTok begrudgingly, and I have someone who does it for me. I joined it because that's where people are, and I want people to hear my message. But I also want you to moderate it. I talked to my son the other day. Actually, he was sitting over there. I go, babe, what are you doing? He's like, I'm watching some guy grill a steak. And man, is it making me feel calm. I'm like, put that thing down and go live your life. And thankfully, he moderates his life. Then he was kiddingly saying to me when I made dinner, he was serving himself a plate. He's like, you can do it, Declan. You can eat without watching YouTube. Seriously, those words came out of that man's mouth. Crack me up. I go, Declan, please eat your dinner without your screen. And he's half kidding, but he's on vacation from school. So he is half kidding, not whole kidding. So we've talked about moderating the screen and understanding there's a continuum. You have to check your texts. You have to check your emails if you're going to survive, usually. You don't have to go on YouTube, but it's very informational and educational. Jamie locked herself out of her office yesterday. She's like, I'm going to go on YouTube, see if I can get myself in. And if not, I'll call a locksmith. She had to call a locksmith. But YouTube's very informational and educational. That's why I'm here, because I want you to learn. I want you to grow. Instagram and TikTok, they can be fun for a short amount of time, and especially if you take the trash out. But if you move into explicit content, or if you're on those lower level medias for arousal, you've tipped over into toxic screen time, toxic screen brain. And if you look at your screen numbers and they're very high, you've tipped into toxic screen brain. You've gone over the edge of moderation of the healthy versions of the screen. So even the healthy versions of mold are not good for you if you consume them a lot. Many people have mold allergies from regular toxins that aren't toxic, but exposure makes them feel bad. So here's the gist. Let's put a bow on this thing. Go test your house for mold. Trust me, you will be glad that you did. If anything comes back funky, schedule a consultation with me on my website. I can walk you through next steps. Look at your screen time. Look at your kiddo screen time. You can look in your phone and see how it's divvied up. Don't be afraid to look. Look. And if your kid's in his room gaming, take his cord like we took Seamus's cord. He almost lost his mind. He lost his cord for a week and a half until he learned the literal cord that plugs his computer in. He has a full computer. He lost that cord for a week and a half until he could prove to us he could manage his life and manage his screen time, which he did, and he earned his cord back. Don't be afraid to look. You have to look to be able to move forward. So go for it. Let's kick the curb these toxins that are controlling our brain. Let's take the control back. All right, I hope this video helps you. If you want more help, please go to my website. There's lots of information there. Remember, control your brain or it'll control you.